Hi all at FIA, this is student Nick Blackwell, number 150149094. I'm here with Gabrielle tonight, who's going to be playing our client Kathleen, our 30-year-old client with muscle gain aspirations, who has had digestive problems in the past, but is one now been cleared. Thank you for doing this, especially on a frigid night.
Yeah, that's okay.
So to start things off for our program today, we're going to begin with a warm-up. So if you wouldn't mind, any of the aerobic equipment you see behind you is up for grabs. We're just going to do 5 minutes on that to start things off, and I'll explain the rest of your session as you warm up. So take a pick, wherever you like to go.
This one?
Yeah, not a problem. And yet. Lovely. So we have Gabby here starting on what will be 5 minutes of light aerobic activity. So just warming up the body, get the blood flowing, and essentially get the muscles into a slightly excited state. For the purpose of this video, we won't do a full 5 minutes. We'll cut Gabby off a little bit early, but that'll be in just a moment. From there, Gabby, we're going to progress to, or should I say Kathleen, to some dynamic movements. So it'll be lunges with a twist, squat walking, flighty claps, arm circles, front and lateral leg swings, jogging high knees, and jogging butt kicks. We should be through that pretty quickly. From there, we're going to progress into what will be our intermediate program today. We have 8 exercises, starting with a squat, progressing to a seated row, onto a bench press, a pull-up or lat pull depending on how we're feeling today, some dips, some toe to bar which can be substituted with knee tucks if we needed, and a quad extension to finish off. From there we'll progress into a cool down, and it'll be very, very similar to our warm-up in regards to 5 minutes of light aerobic activity, some dynamic movements, but we will finish off with some static stretching. So if you're ready, we're going to start moving up to the end of the gym and start with our dynamic movement patterns. So I'll lead you through these, you follow after me, and I'll kind of give you an indication of how much we should be doing of each. Starting off with lunges with a twist. If you wouldn't mind just taking a step back, I'll show you. We're going to be looking for something like this. We're going to step forward and we're going to rotate over our lead leg. We can have our arms on our shoulders and our hips, or crossed just in front of our body like I had before. But we're just going to alternate, leaning over and leaning over. I'll get you to go up and back, but when you're ready. That's it. Nice work, and back the other way. Lovely, nice work. Next we're going to do what's called a squat walk. It's a little bit of a unique one and not many people do it, but it's great for your range of motion. It's going to look something like this. Bring your feet back together, widen out, and do the opposite. And so essentially what's happening here is I'm taking 2 little steps and then almost skating out to a nice wide natural stance and then coming down. Not only does it help with your mobility, but it almost gets you a nice repetitive feeling of setting up for a squat, so you kind of know what position you're in. So if you want to come forward, 2 little steps, and then wide out and down. That's it. 2 narrow steps, 2 big steps, widen out. Lovely. That's it. Bring your feet out and then back out. Perfect. Down. In together. Out again. Back down. That's it. And back the other way. Together. Widen. And down. Nice. Together. Widen. And down. Nice work. Lovely. Great. Nice. Now I'll get you to find yourself a little bit of space. If you take a step forward, you'll be perfect. What we're going to do from here are some flighty claps. They're just a little bit of a chest stretch, and we're going to focus on drawing ourselves back, then the motion coming forward. So having our arms out at 90 degrees, hands up in the air, focus on drawing back and stretching out the chest, and then release and come forward. Back out again, focus on drawing right back, and again. That's number 3. 4, 5, 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Drawing back. Good strong stretch. Lovely. From here, I'm just going to take a step back so everyone can see. But we're going to be doing some arm circles now. So we're going to do 10 forward, 10 back, and 2 lots of 10 counter rotation in opposite directions. So when you're ready, we'll start off just going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just being as loose as possible while keeping control of the motion. Lovely. Now we're going on to our counter rotation ones. A little bit of a brain teaser, see how things go. So whichever way you start, take a pick, doesn't matter. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swapping immediately. Lovely. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Good. Feeling loose up top?
Yeah.
Good. We're going to move on to a little bit more of the same thing, but just for our legs now. So I would recommend standing this way, and with the space in between your legs here, we're going to do some lateral leg swings. So if you want to take a spot here.
Can you show me what that is?
Yeah, not a problem. It's a very simple leg swing, much like what we were doing before, just swinging across our body in a nice pendulum motion. So if you take that spot right there, I'll be just across over here. Lovely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. And switching legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now if you want to turn to face me, put your hand up on the pole there. We're going to do much of the same thing. It's going to look something like this. 1, 2, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Swapping legs. Lovely. That's 10. Nice work. We're moving on to a little bit more high intensity stuff now. So we're going to go into some jogging high knees and jogging butt kicks. I'll show you what they look like and get you to go up and back. So, very suggestive, the name, jogging high knees, coming up to 90, and just coming along at a nice tempo. So if you want to come up and back, that would be great. That's it. Back. Nice. Butt kicks much the same. More looking for good range of motion in the knee this time, not so much the hip, but still good to have it. But yeah, that'll be our primary focus as our feet come up to kick our butt. There we go. And back. Lovely. How you feeling?
Good.
Good? Ready to rock and roll?
Sure.
Great, because this is where we start our main set. So our first exercise is going to be a squat. And so from here we're going to use this modular rack. Essentially what we'll do is widen it out and bring it around so that it can support our bar nice and safely for us. I'm just going to weigh it down quickly as it's quite a light little thing. And so today we're going to be squatting the bar and 5 kilos just to see how you deal with a little extra weight. So. Lovely. And so I'm going to show you how to approach the bar in just a minute, and I want you to do it exactly how I do, because it's the safest way to rack and unrack the bar in this situation with a light modular rack as I have here. If you're in a purpose-built squat rack, it would be slightly different, but this modular rack has, I guess, internally protruding feet, as you can see down there. So we're going to have to balance that and work around them to safely to load and unload this bar. So first things first, we're going to set up right in the center of the bar. First thing we're going to do is take one step underneath it and bring our body forward and under. We're not going to bring both feet under here, because that's not safe for us to do. We're going to step forward with one foot and bring the bar up to rack. We're then going to step back and proceed to squat. And it's going to look something like so. With our feet just around shoulder width apart, you're going to proceed to descend down nice and slowly in control. Go as far as you need to. Up 90 is great to have. If you can go lower, great. And then back up. So with that in control, we're just going to put out a nice couple of control reps. We're looking for 8 to 12. Now, when we're ready to rack the bar again, I'm going to step forward, preferred foot forward, and bring the bar down to rack. So you ready to give it a crack?
Sure.
Lovely. There's one more thing to note. You can rack the bar either high or low, depends on where you prefer. I would recommend getting your hood out the way, just so it either sits right across here on your upper trapezius, or slightly lower in your middle to upper trap. It's all where you prefer. And I'll be back here to spot you at all times. Lovely, coming back. Set up how you would, and when you're ready, descend. Lovely. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, good, 7, and 8, 9, 10. Good, and walking in. Nice work. Good work. Feel good?
Yeah.
Good.
The bar's very cold.
It is, especially tonight. So from there, we're going to move on to an upper body exercise, which is the seated row. From there, we'll move on to a bench press, back to a deadlift, pull up, dips, and toe bar. But the seated row will take place just here. And so, essentially what's going to happen is our feet are going to rest up against these pylons and these brakes. There we are. And so, start off in this position here. And it's essentially a nice seated position, almost as if you're at the top of the sit-up. My legs are currently sitting at 90. And then from here, I'm going to take hold of the bar and press our feet under the bar so that they're up against the braces. You're going to have a nice grip, slightly wider than shoulder. I prefer to go here. And we're going to sit up nice and tall and inch ourselves back into a nice seated position. From there, with a neutral spine, we're going to pull nice and evenly on the bar. We're not going to lean or row, essentially, with our body. We have a nice neutral spine and pull using our lats, our rhomboids, and some of our traps. So, and 10. Again, we're looking for 8 to 12 reps, and to let go of this, simply the bar will come to a stop, and we can unwrap from there. When you're ready, yeah, that's fine. Just on the top of the sit-up. So now reach forward. That's it. Feet under the bar. Lovely. When you're ready to go forward with your grip, that's it. And now back with a nice strong neutral spine. There we go. That's perfect. And pull forward. Perfect. Exactly it. Nice. So we've got a nice strong neutral position. She's not really wavering at all in her trunk or her back. Her arms are doing most of the pulling here while her core stabilises her. That's it. And we're just going for 10 here, Gabby. That's it. Keep going. You got 4 more. That's it. Nice. Good work. When you're ready to re-rack, that's it. And feet up from underneath. How does that feel?
Yeah, it felt good.
Good. Lovely. If you want to come back on your feet. Now, we're going into a pushing exercise now. We did a quick pull, and now we're off to a push. And so, we're going to do a bench press today, specifically a dumbbell bench press. And so, we won't be pushing as heavy a weight as most people, like possibly could on the bar, but with the stability challenge that dumbbells bring, the weight just becomes just as difficult. And so with these here, essentially we're going to do something similar to this. So in this seated position here, legs nice and bent over, I'm just going to lie back with it on our chest. And so we're going to push up our arms, we're going to sit nice and parallel as if we were holding a bar. And descend slowly to our chest and back up. We want to be in control at all times. And so what I don't want to see is essentially unevenness. Arms descend together. And I don't want to see them descending to your hips or over your head on a nice even bar pass from both your arms, essentially. It's just like as if you were holding a bar.
Yeah.
So, when you're ready, take a seat. it. Lie back and we're going to do 10. And when you're ready, good. That's it. Coming down to 90 below, nice. That's it. Keep them together, good. That's it. Try and imagine you got a bar in your hands. Good. Keep going, that's it. Number 7. Good. 8. 9. There we go, final rep. That's it. 7. That's it. Good work. Lovely. You can get off the bench, it's alright. Lovely. No, that's all good. We're just trying to fly through this session.
Get out of the cold.
That's it. So, with this one out the way, we proceed back onto a little bit of leg work. But not just leg work, it's almost a great everything movement. It's a deadlift. So it works your back, your core, and your legs, as your entire body has to support the weight that's coming. And so, we're looking for a movement. It's going to look something like this. We're going to start off with our feet shoulder width or slightly wider apart, and we're going to have grip outside of our feet. And so you're going to start looking at something like this. From here, we're going to proceed up, and that entire time, my knees, my ankles, and my hips all hinged at the same kind of rate. We didn't get anything like this where we went from here to here and my legs were already extended and then I used my back, or we didn't just go into a squat where my legs did all the work. Essentially, what's going to happen is I want you to think I've got to move everything at the same time. And so that's going to require a bit of strength from you. But at the end of the day, it should look something like this. Ready to give it a crack?
Sure.
Lovely. That's it. And up. Alright, if you want to just pause at the bottom there, I have one more tip for you, and that's to look at something on the floor that would be 1.5 meters, 2 meters away. For you, I'd focus on these nice wooden dots we actually have in the wall here, just so that when we're at the bottom of our squat, we're not looking like this. We want to keep a nice ideal posture. So when you're ready, we'll finish these reps off. That's it. Lovely. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice work. Well done. Lovely. From here, we're moving on back into another pull exercise. We'll have another push after that, I think. And then we'll finish with one core exercise and then an accessory exercise, which means we get to use the big machine again. So from here, we're going to go into a lat pull. The pull-up bar is pretty ominous today, and so we're going to move on to something that works the exact same muscle groups, just in a different way. So we're going to move to the lat pull machine just over here. So taking our bar again, and removing our quad extension piece. I'm going to lower our seat down as far as it could possibly go, because you are quite a tall.
I am a tall ass. Yeah.
And so what we're looking for in this particular movement is a multitude of things. First of all, our setup is pretty simple. We're going to bring our legs right to the bar press. Bar pads right here. We're going to set up and we want our legs to finish at 90 degrees. So right about here. From here, I'm kind of locked into the machine. I can't really go anywhere. I'm setting up with the bar just in front of me. I'm not underneath it and I'm not miles away from it. Essentially what it means is I'll have a nice, again, ideal posture as I pull the bar down. I'm not going to have to waver or swing or hunch to get it down. We're going to pull the bar on a nice even path down to our chest in front of our face. You can get your face out the way if you really need to. Well, you need to, but it should almost be out the way in the first place. But I don't want to see really any swinging in terms of your posture. So it should look something like this. There we are. And control the return as well, just to make sure our wobbly old pin stays in its spot. So if you're ready, we'll find out where you fit in. So if you want to slide on in. Lovely. I think I'll actually put you in the room here. Oh. Depends on the pad, doesn't it? We'll try and see if it fits here. It's a very big gap. So yeah, there we go. We'll slide the pad in and lock it in place. Perfect. There we are. In spot. How we going? Lovely, nice wide grip. You've got a neutral spine. The bar can hopefully pass between your nose and the machine itself. So if you're ready to start, nice.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright. That's okay. That's it. We're looking for a nice even control pull. That's number 3.